PPC search ads have changed over the last year. As a B2B startup, how do you get your search ads up and running to get results as early as possible? Better yet, how do you do it without a large budget? Today, we're going to be going through how B2B startups can get their search ads for PPC up and running so that they can get results as early as possible. And I'm going to be sharing my approach as to how I run PPC search ads for my clients. If you're new here, I'm Neil Patel and I'm a growth marketer based in the UK. And on this channel, I break down growth marketing and personal growth so we can better grow our businesses, our careers, and ourselves. So PPC search ads are super popular, and because of that, we know that we need to have somewhat of a budget due to its competitiveness. Over the years, more and more people have been getting into PPC search ads because they're learning of getting new business through the door by using the platform and channel. There was a different demand back in the day versus now. So I'm actually just going to minimize myself, and then we're going to go through some things where we can talk about how things have looked over the years. So as we can see, back in the day, the demand for Google ads, for example, which is one of the PPC search ads channels, has grown so much since 2004, right? So back then you could probably even get cost per clicks at around 0.05 pence cents, or even 10 cents on the click, or even 20 cents on the click, right? But now it could cost you anywhere between $2 to $3 and even up to $50 per click, or even more for some industries out there. That's how competitive it's become. What we do have to remember is the nature of the platform. It is geared towards serving intent, which is important for us to know. And what that means is it's geared towards match them with the right information based off of the keywords and key phrases and the meaning behind each of those things. So if you're looking for something, you'll search a keyword and key phrase and you'll be served the relevant information to what you're searching for. But all the other search engines are pretty much also serving their users in a similar way. By the way, Google have actually changed how their matching algorithm works. So I'll be spinning up a session for this in the future. But if we look at the matching options, you can see that the match types actually, they mean something else. So this is something I'll focus on in a future video. So normally the first step is to actually carry out a PPC forecast to see what performance you can get out of your campaigns based off of different conversion rates. But this will be a tutorial for another video because this also requires quite a bit of a deep dive, and we need to show you exactly how to do that step by step and how to get all the information so that you can find out exactly what your potential is when you're running PPC search ads. So that was a bit of an intro into PPC search ads. So let's move on to how you'd actually do things, even if you have small budgets, which is how I work with my clients. People with deep pockets do thrive here. However, don't worry. The approach that I'm actually going to be sharing with you is what I do, and it will actually help you set up an ad campaign so that you can get in the right clicks to your website. So now we've switched over to a window, which I'll run through in a second. From the campaign that we're going to be setting up, or we would set up, the rest of it is actually dependent on what assets you are driving users to and what you are asking them to do. So if you show someone searches something that you're targeting, a keyword or key phrase that you're targeting, what are you doing with that traffic, right? What are you showing them on the ad side? And then where are you taking them? And then based on where you're taking them, what is it that you're actually offering? So they've all got to be congruent. The way to use your small budgets is to focus on highly relevant terms that are high intent and longer tail. If you can do this, then yes, the volume will be lower, but that doesn't matter because what we want here is the intent. So I know that there's going to be a lot of people that would be like, but the volume for this keyword is so much higher. Won't mean the same thing. Just because it's a higher volume won't mean that it's going to be more valuable to your business, right? So what we found is that based off of running a bunch of campaigns, you want to run higher intent campaigns, especially if you're in a low budget, but also you want to focus on longer tail keywords because they are less competitive and because they are more specific to what you can actually deploy your budget on. You don't want to burn through your budget with nothing to show for it. So you want to get the right people to your website as early as possible, and this is how you do it. So how do we tell that the keywords are right? Well, what we do is we use a funnel-based approach. So the top of funnel, the middle of funnel, and the bottom of funnel, as we can see on my diagram here. What I want to be clear about is in this exercise, I'm just going to quickly go through where each of the type of keywords would sit in the funnel and what ones you would target. It's important to note that the search volume is higher as you go up the funnel, but the conversion rate is higher as you go down the funnel. And there's a reason as for that, right? The keywords are more specific, but they are also more relevant to your actual business. So they're relevant to what you actually do. And what we're talking about the whole time is intent. The intent is higher for a user to purchase or buy something. As part of this exercise, I'm going to show you what type of keywords go in the top of funnel, the middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. The reason why I've done it like this is so that we can understand exactly how to differ between them. So we're talking about business valuations in this exercise, just something I pulled out of it, thin air. So how do we value a business, the value of that business in terms of a number? Now I could type in something like this. I could say business valuation, but the problem that it's going to have a significant amount of volume and it's going to just be up here. So I can just bid on this keyword, but it will be at the top of funnel, meaning I'll probably blow through most of my budget because a lot of people might just click on an ad that might serve to business valuation, but it might not mean anything in the beginning. And that's a problem because you might just have $500 to spend. Why would I do it when I know I can bid on something that's more specific, related to what I do? My business sells business valuation software. So why wouldn't I try to deploy an ad for someone that's looking for the business valuation software? Anyone could be searching for a business valuation. I could be a student researching business valuation. I could be someone in a business who's trying to figure it out only. So that's where, to go to my next example over here, you can see there's a keyword, how to estimate business valuations. Do you want to bid on this keyword? We don't know yet. Let's see. It's top of funnel at the minute, so probably not. We want to aim for bottom of the funnel keywords that are high intent. That's where intent stacks up. So what is business valuation software? Again, something very informational is how you'd say it. So these are like your key phrase and keywords that are linked to how to, what if, things like that, how to do, why do we, those sort of things. So business valuation, where does that sit? So I'm going to put that here at the bottom of funnel because it's a very specific key phrase, but there is a caveat to this, right? This keyword could be right over here, right? So in between both. So we got business valuation software examples. Maybe someone's still actively researching that. They're considering it, but what they're doing is they're specifically going ahead and they are looking for different examples out there on the market. Then you've got affordable business valuation software. I would say this is more specific. Someone's looking for a more affordable solution. If you sell your solution, your business valuation solution as an affordable solution, then this is something that's going to become more specific. And then you got free. Why? Because these are high intent terms. Someone's looking for a free solution, so it looks like they're looking to download soon. You got a free trial. Why didn't you put that in front of people looking for free business valuation software? Maybe you've got a 60-day trial. Maybe you've got a free trial where someone's free until a certain amount of times that they've used the platform, and then they have to pay if they want to use it any further, or it resets every 30 days, whatever your model is. List of business valuation software. Same as examples. Someone's looking. It seems like they already know what business valuation software is. That's why these guys go in the middle of funnel. So they're not specifically using terminology that's linked to buying and showing intent to buy, but they are looking to investigate more about that solution and compare different solutions. Same with different goes here as well, different valuation softwares. And then you've got like pros and cons of X business valuation software. Now this is also very specific, right? So someone looks like, and the reason I put X is because let's say Neil's business valuation software. Someone is looking for Neil's business valuation software specifically, but they're looking for pros and cons. So what they're doing is they're trying to vet my solution before they purchase it, but it could be the next step. So I would actually go and say that this is probably way better to put at the bottom of funnel. So as you can see straight away, we have a set of keywords in the bottom of funnel, the middle of funnel, and top of funnel. So depending on your asset strategy, so what content you're serving to these people, what ads you're serving, you can technically go ahead and say, I'm going to target these particular keywords here at the bottom of funnel. This is what you want to spend your money on. This is the way I do it. This is the way that I've actually seen results. And there's a lot of marketers out there that would probably say differently, but I would recommend this strategy. It's worth a test, right? Most of us have only come through to this conclusion through testing and really understanding what value there is and how the platform works. This is how Google ads or Microsoft ads or anything like that works, right? PPC search ads work like this. They work based off of intent, what someone's looking for, and can you get the right information to that person about what they're looking for. If they search for something that's purely informational, then you want to serve them information, so top of funnel. So that's the first example, and this is known as the funnel-based approach. There are three stages to the funnel. We know that that's top of funnel, middle of funnel, and then bottom of funnel. And we want to focus on starting from the bottom of funnel, which is the highest keywords because they have the most value and serve people looking for your specific software. So they're looking for business valuation software specifically. That's why we would want to bid on that. I would always go as far as saying, let me bid on someone who's looking for business valuation software, because these might not have much volume. It's important to note that Google will also not serve certain ads to keywords where they don't have any volume at all. So if this has 0 or 10, it might be worth it. You could still try it, but you're not going to get much volume. Whereas this one, business valuation software, might have at least 20 searches a month, in which you would actually be like, okay, let me bid on this for a bit. So you can see why the conversion rate increases, meaning you're more likely to convert people into like a lead or a customer even, or a trial customer, whatever it is. But you're able to get them through to the funnel, to the bottom of the funnel, and to convert much sooner by aiming for keywords at the bottom of the funnel. So you want to note though that the high intent terms you would select actually change based on your market maturity and how competitive the keywords are. There could be even higher intent than there is with specific terms, the more popular and mature that your industry is. If, for example, you're very new to this, there's no such thing as business valuation software on the market, then you can imagine business valuation software being a really high intent term because it's still so soon. The people that know about that sort of software, then great, you can capture that demand. That's what we're doing here. But if it was a more popular industry and it had 500 searches a month for business valuation software, I would go as far as saying, like before, to push that higher up the funnel. So you would deprioritize something like this, and there's probably going to be more volume for each of these keywords at the bottom here, right? Because your market essentially knows, a lot of people that you are targeting already know about a business valuation software. Maybe there's 5 or 6 competitors, and that's why you want to get more specific in the beginning to get essentially the lower hanging fruits of your budget. And then once you've driven some revenue, you can then start to deploy more budget in the areas that are working and work your way up the funnel over time. That's what I would recommend. That's why I've done it. And that's where most people actually get their results. So if you look on the left, I've got another 4 examples, very simple. Where do they go? So what I would do is I would probably say that how to do accounts for a retail company. It's very specific, but again, it's informational. They don't know that they need an accounting software yet. So therefore it would go into the top of funnel. So you're going to be, if you ever did bid on this in the future, you would take this person to a page where it tells them how to do, if you're targeting retail companies, you'll take them to a page which tells them how to do accounts for a retail company. Maybe you got a template that's free. Maybe you've got a free trial, and you're trying to tell them within the article that they actually should be using a accounting software simply because of the error rate that might incur when you're doing accounting for retail companies manually. And then what you would do is you would go and target some other keywords. So we've got accounting software for retail companies straight away, bottom of the funnel, right? Very specific. You're saying this accounting software is specifically for retail companies. By the way, this is assuming that this industry is not so popular, right? So it's a new industry, new type of product, best accounting software for startups. I'm going to go that it's somewhere here, from the top to bottom of funnel. And you got best accounting software, right? Something that sits in the middle. So very simple. You can see that although this is like a middle of funnel keyword, technically it's also specific, but you can see that startups is a very broad term in itself, right? So there could be millions of startups. So what type of startups? And so that's why you would probably say, okay, this person's probably just looking for the best accounting software specifically aimed at small businesses. You take them to a comparison page, or maybe to a pros and cons page of the different popular platforms out there after listing them, and you'd probably put yourself, your own platform in there, and say why you are actually good in your space and what you offer that's specific to maybe a startup, right? So a small business, why you're actually a pro for a small business opposed to anything else. There we have it, everyone. That's how I would run PPC search ad campaigns for my clients. That's how I've done it before and actually generated results. I hope it actually generates results for you too. What you really want to do is make sure when you've deployed this, you've actually got some optimization steps, right, ready for yourself, and you check in on your search terms often. Otherwise, there we have it. That's how you run PPC search ads, especially if you've got a smaller budget. It's important to make sure that you go after high intent terms and bottom of the funnel terms. This always happens, this crazy bubble, ignore it. I need to really switch it off. Remember, test this out and do let me know how you get on. Connect with me and do let me know if you have any questions at all. Otherwise, please do like, subscribe and share if you did enjoy this video. It's a different type of video, a little bit more descriptive and tutorial based, but we'll catch you guys in the next video. So take it easy and see you soon.